Hey guys, it's Sisko here at the brand new XM Studios Gallery Store. This place is home to amazing collectibles from Marvel, DC, Transformers, and lots more. So stay tuned and I'm going to get you a full tour of everything that's here. Big thanks to my sponsor, SpecFictionShop.com. They sell XM Studios and the best premium collectibles with payment plans and worldwide shipping. Okay, so getting started here. This is the main display as you walk into the store. So I'll get you guys started here with the amazing Iron Man and Hulkbuster, and then we've got the War Machine and the new War Tank. These are absolutely crazy. So we've got the beautiful Iron Man and then the Hulkbuster behind him, all beat up and battle damaged looking. And then we have War Machine with this humongous war tank. You can see the cannon lights up and everything, and it's just insanely detailed and so huge. And you can put the War Machine inside the war tank as well. Definitely one of the craziest collectibles that I have ever seen. Another one of the craziest is this enormous Maestro on Sentinel head throne. So you can see the eye lights up at the back here, and I'm just going to duck around to the front to get you guys a look. So here he is on the throne, brooding and contemplating, sitting around with all his trophies. We have symbiotes in little jars and Iron Man torsos, Captain America shield, and this whole part is actually a turntable, so you can spin him around to see the back of the Sentinel in your display. It's freaking cool. All right, let's move along here. We got some DC pieces, but I'm going to get to those later as they're also in another section. We have the enormous Justice League versus Darkseid diorama. You can see all the Justice League battling with Darkseid in the middle. Definitely one of the best DC Comics collectibles, I think, that has ever been made. It is super, super cool. All right, so I'm going to get you guys a look at all of the stuff in this cabinet now. So we got some X-Men, Ghost Rider. The next section after this is the Batman Dark Knight's medal, so you can skip ahead if you want to see that. So here we go with a look at Cable. So he's got the two guns, and there's an Egyptian themed base which matches with Apocalypse there. So let's have a look at him. He is huge. He's got the big cannon on the end of his hand. And yeah, you can see all the hieroglyphics and things on the base. It looks great. Next up, we have the new Dawn of X Magneto. So this is actually a Sentinel head. You can see the eye there, and he's like torn it apart as he's walking straight through it. And there's this little piece of metal like floating and magnetized to his foot as if he's making a path out of the little pieces. I think it's actually really cool. He's holding the helmet there. That is really awesome. Next up, we have a look at Thanos and Lady Death. So Thanos with the big grin, and there's skulls and torsos and things all over the base. And then we've got Lady Death with the bony skeleton arms, but with a beautiful face and the big cloak up behind her. And they make such a great pair. Next up, we have the Super Skrull. So he's like absorbed the powers of the Fantastic Four. You can see the stretchy arm there, and then another arm that's like the Thing, but it's also turning invisible. And then we got the flames on the base here. Next up, we have the new Ghost Rider on horse. So we've got two torsos. This one's like a cowboy looking torso with the hat, and he's got a mace. And then look at the sinewy but fiery horse that he's riding. Flames coming out of the eyes. And then this one's a more ghostly looking portrait, if you like that as well. Right down here we have Gladiator Hulk, looking menacing. He's got this big shield, and he's like chopped up these big tentacles on the base. And then we have beautiful Captain Marvel. So she's got the long hair blowing in the wind. And there's some flames on the base and a big turret back there. Nice. And then we have Red Skull. So he's on a Hydra base, and he's got the Tesseract and a Hydra flag behind him. And he's next to Captain America, of course. This is the ultimate Cap. So he's got the Mjolnir that he's holding. He's got the shield in the other hand. And then the Hydra ammo boxes on the base. Next up, we have the white Magneto. So he is levitating off the base and about to stop this rocket coming towards him. And he's next to the X-Force version of Archangel. And I really, really like how this came out. He's got the blue-skinned portrait and the big silver metallic wings. And he's like stretching up like he's about to fly. And there's the Egyptian like hieroglyphics on the base to match with Cable and Apocalypse. Really nice display. We've got some more down here, a couple of Star Wars. So we have Darth Revan and Darth Malak. So here we go with Malak. Really nice looking portrait. And you can see they're like facing off as if they're about to battle. Got the lightsaber. And then Revan has the dual lightsabers. He's got the cloak on as well. Really nice. Then we have the new Absolute Carnage. So he's got all these like tentacles coming off the little symbiotes, and he's like jumping off this base. You can see his legs kind of up in the air. I like this. And then we have also a new one. This is the classic Catwoman. I think she's really beautiful. So she's holding like a necklace, and she's got pearls draped around her. And then got these fun little cats, you know, playing with the jewelry box and things on the base. You have gold and a sack of money. It's just a really beautiful, playful kind of statue. Alrighty guys, we've got a big diorama section here, and then we've got Avengers and X-Men after that. But right now I'm going to do the Batman Dark Knight's metal line, but you can skip ahead if you want to see some of this other stuff. So we'll start here with Red Death. You can see the veins in the portrait and the bats like swarming all around him. And like a crashed Batmobile on the base. And then next up we have, this is the Batman who laughs, with an absolutely like grotesque, maniacal looking portrait. And he's got chains leading down to all these robins on the base. You can see the hand kind of clawing up out of the ground. Yeah, looks great. And then this one is the death metal version. Again, horrible looking portrait. But then beautiful detail all over it, and those chains. And then look at these guys on the base, looking horrible. That's great. Probably my favorite of this line. Next one is the Merciless, and there's two versions of this. So this is the blue version. You can see all the battle damage on the armor. It's on this throne and the skulls and stuff. And then we have the red version as well. Both looking very nice. And then we have the Dawnbreaker. So you can see the energy coming out of the ring, and then it's got this big construct on the bottom of these kind of man-eating plants. And then switch out head for this one as well. Alrighty, then we have Murder Machine. So we've got this super cool kind of digital effect coming up his leg in this swirl. Beautiful looking armor. It's a really creative kind of line. And then we have the gold version of Barry Allen. So again, the crashed Batmobile and all the bats swarming around him. All right, guys, now we've got some beautiful, huge dioramas in this section, presented really beautifully. So this is the bronze version of the Justice League versus Darkseid. A bit more of a museum piece. And then we have the Wonder Woman Courage diorama. So this is the marble version. So she's in color. She's got a screaming portrait and the sword and the shield. And then all the villains are around her in a kind of a statue marble kind of a look. And there's a colored version of this too, which I'll get for you a little bit later. Then we have one of my favorites. It's the Batman Sanity. So there's Batman in the middle and just surrounded by all the villains from his nightmares. Bane, Ivy, Catwoman, Harley, just surrounding him, but he's standing strong. I love this one. And then there's a smoke version of this as well, where it looks like they're almost chiseled out of stone. It's meant to be sort of representative of them rising out of this smoke in his imagination, that he's constantly fighting them. Love that. All right, and then probably the biggest collectible in this entire gallery, it's the X-Men versus Sentinel diorama. So we've got Colossus, Jubilee, Psylocke, Beast, Archangel, and Bishop fighting this monstrous Sentinel. As you can see, it needs 4 podiums to hold it, but it's a really stunning diorama, probably the ultimate X-Men collectible if you're an X-Men fan. Alrighty guys, next up is the Avengers section, and then after this is X-Men, so you can skip ahead if you want to. So we'll start here with the Guardians. So we've got Star-Lord. So the eyes on this portrait, on this helmet, do light up, which is really cool. And he's on the crashed cockpit, so you can see the seat back there, and there's all the buttons and stuff in the cockpit, and he's like jumping out of it after it's crashed. Then we have Rocket and Groot. They're on the crash kind of engine of the ship, and they're about to mess something up. We've got Rocket looking particularly angry, and Groot's shooting the roots out there. Then we have the classic Iron Man. So it's hard to catch on the camera, but it's actually got his eyes and everything under the mask there, reaching out, and there's the Ultrons on the base that he's destroyed. Next up, we have the Ghost Rider on bike, and So he's screaming, doing this wheelie up in the air with the flaming tire. And he's got the chains wrapped around him. That's beautiful. Next up, we have the Hawkeye. He's got dual arrows notched in his bow, and he's up high trying to get the best shot. Next up, we have Natasha, Black Widow, with the sniper leaning against this lamppost, and there's a switch out shorter hair portrait as well. This one is the Captain America Sentinel of Liberty, so he's standing strong with the salute, and he's got the shield, and there's this nice Captain America relief on the base. Next up, another one of my favorites, this is Black Panther. So we've got this great Wakanda totem at the back, and then he's crouched down, ready to pounce. Really cool. All right, next up we have Ultron. So he's got two arms kind of reaching up. He's got red eyes. And then we have him next to Wanda. She's got the spells kind of coming out of her hands. Beautiful looking face and his shiny red corset. And then it's destroyed Ultron on the base. Next up we have Moon Knight. He's crouched over. He's got this hook ready to throw it, and then a really cool Egyptian themed base with this kind of gargoyle. And then we have some Inhumans. So we have Black Bolt and Medusa. I've forgotten the name of the dog. Somebody remind me. So she's holding the staff with her hair, which is of course her power. And then we've got Black Bolt levitating above this ruined statue. Very regal. All right, moving on to the X-Men section. So we have an absolute ton of X-Men. I'm going to show you all of them. So after this, we've got some more Marvel, and then there's DC over in the blue section over there. So you guys can always skip ahead if you want to. So we've got the beautiful Psylocke. You can see the butterfly effect of the energy on her face. And she's got this like lance, and she's jumping forward off this mechanical looking base. And then behind her is the classic colored Archangel. Again, he's reaching up. He's got a screaming portrait this time. You have the wings. Let me show you the wings from the back. It's great stuff. And again, this sort of Egyptian theme to the base. All right, then we have Gambit and Rogue, who make a very nice pair. So we've got Rogue, beautiful face. She's holding a card from Gambit, and then she's torn up this part of this Sentinel. And then here's Gambit. He's on a Sentinel base as well to match with Rogue. He's got the long jacket and the arc of the cards. They go nice together. Right, then we have Beast with the glasses on. Hank McCoy in his just ripping these fingers off this Sentinel hand. So he's torn the thumb off and another finger as well. And then he's next to Professor X. This is in the classic gold hover chair. I actually love this. The gold really pops. Looks really nice in a collection. The Cerebro helmet on. Okay, and then Magneto on throne. So he's taken this Sentinel hand and made it his throne. So he's got his helmet resting here, and he has the Cerebro as well, like a trophy. And then the base is from the Xavier School of Gifted Youngsters. All right, we have the yellow costume Magneto. There's also a brown one a bit later, and he's on a Sentinel head. These torn apart. You've got shiny metal claws, gritted teeth. And then we have another version of Wolverine. This is Weapon X, and he's mad. He's just broken out from the tank. You can see the broken glass and there's still water in it. And then he has this dripping water effect on the skin. I absolutely love this one. It's got all the monitors and screens behind him, and he's still got wires plugged in. That's just fantastic. Next up, there's Iceman. He's on a Danger Room base, and he's created this big wave, and he's shooting the ice beam out from his hand. Super dynamic, wonderful piece from all different angles. All right, we have the big boy, Colossus. He's huge. I don't know if you can see kind of with magic there. Definitely one of the biggest of the X-Men. See the gritted teeth, really nice effect on the teeth, and then the metallic kind of skin. And he's winding this part of the Sentinel up to throw it. Next we have Magic. And she's got these skulls with the flame trails kind of weaving around her, and the big sword at the back. It's beautiful. All right, definitely one of the best of the ladies. This is Emma Frost, White Queen, on this ornate chair. It's just beautiful. Then we have Cable. This is the original Cable they did. You can see the bio-cybernetic arm, gun slung over his shoulder. Great pose. Next up we have Cyclops, and Jean, of course, with him. So there's two torsos with this one with him about to use his visor, and another one with him, they pulled the arms back and screaming. And then we have the Phoenix version, Dark Phoenix version of Jean Grey. She's got the flames in her hair and this beautiful phoenix coming up behind her. And it wraps around her legs, the flames. It's just stunning. All right, and then we have Wolverine, brown suit. So it's of course a Japanese inspired base with the rooftop and the samurai swords. A really aggressive pose, leaning forward, claws at the ready, about to pounce. I love that one. All right, then we have Storm. She's rising out of this tornado. Arms thrown back, head thrown back. What I love about this is when you see it from the front, really looks like she's flying in the tornado. All right, guys. The next section, we have a bunch more Marvel here, some Aliens and Predators and Star Wars. So I'm going to get you a look at that now. Next section is the beautiful Batman Samurai line. So feel free to skip ahead to that if you want to. But I'm going to get you a look at all these great Marvel statues. I'll start here with Iron Fist because they did this a while ago, but I still just love it every time I see it. So this beautiful door at the back, and he's like kicked through this wall, and you can see all the rocks with the momentum, like he's just kicked through it. It's so cool. And of course, he's got the flaming fist there. We've got Elektra against the stained glass window, and she's next to Daredevil, of course. Looks like he's sliding down a cathedral pillar, like a flying buttress. And then we have Ant-Man, And of course, he has to have ants. And there's even a mini Ant-Man on top of the Queen, riding the Queen, directing the other ants. Then we have Beta Ray Bill. Big piece this. It's huge. He's got the Stormbreaker. Beautiful portrait. And this like fiery demon kind of base. Very cool. All right, and then we have the, I believe this is the Mark 42, and it's got a Robert Downey Jr. likeness. So there's two options. You can have his face open like that, and he's holding the mask, or you can have it with the mask on so you just see the suit. All right, next to Daredevil, we've got the Kingpin. So that's actually a chessboard in front of him, and he's got this little Daredevil chess piece, looking pretty pleased with himself, plotting something. Then we have Punisher on this very detailed motorcycle, sack of weapons and ammo at the back. And then we have the original Hulk XM did. They've obviously done a couple more now. There's the Hulk transformation as well, which I'll show you a little bit later. This one's got the ripped up shirt. And then very excited for the new Doctor Strange movie about to come out. So this is very timely. We've got Doctor Strange here. And so he's completely levitating off the ground. It's very clever. It's held up by the cape. And then you've got this eye at the bottom which lights up. And then I love this. Check out. So he's got his like spell book, and it's held up by all these hands. That's so cool. Really nice. All right, and then we've got the first Thanos they ever did. He's got the Infinity Gauntlet. And then for some reason, this one has two Tesseracts. Surely that breaks the universe or something. I don't know. We got a few more X-Men over in this section, one of which is Mystique. She is beautiful. I love this one. So she's like blowing on the gun, and she's kind of leaning back against the sign of the Xavier School of Gifted Youngsters, which is all busted up. And she's just beautiful. All right, next up we have the Winter Soldier. He's got the guns at the ready, standing on this kind of turret thing. Very nice. Good companion for Cap. We got the Sabretooth. Love this Sabretooth. He's kind of leaping forward, claws at the ready, got the bearded portrait. And then one of my favorites of the X-Men, Omega Red. This is so well done. Beautiful portrait, and then these tentacles just kind of weaving every direction. And I love the red of his suit. And you've got the frosty base. It's gorgeous. All right, we've got the X-23, and she's like leaping off this busted up Jeep. She's got the two claws, you can see. There's even the steering wheel at the back there. Then we have the She-Hulk on a busted up tank. And then we have the Jean Grey version of Phoenix. So she's in the yellow, the gold and the green costume. She's got her hair blowing, and there's the Phoenix rising up out of this kind of burned up Sentinel part. And then we have Miss Marvel. I think this is the Carol Danvers version, but I'm not 100% sure because it is a different costume. Someone can let me know if they know. And then we have, I love this. So it's Namor, and he's riding a giant octopus because it's cool. That's why. It's rising out of the ocean. You've got the waves splashing up. He's got the little wings on the feet, and he's throwing his trident. I just think that is so good. Look at that. That is freaking cool. I love it. I have that one. I have nowhere to put it. It's still in a box. All right, we have some Top Cow. Then we've got Witchblade and Darkness over there too. So start here with Magdalena. She's got a big statue behind her, and these sort of ruined columns she's standing on. Beautiful armor. She's got her spear and her sword. And then she's next to the newest piece from this line. It's Angelus. She's got the big horns, beautiful face. She's got a sword stuck through one of the darkness snakes. And let me get you a look at the back, because the big wings are just beautiful. All right. So these two are from Magic the Gathering. I'm sorry, I've never played this game, guys. But she's got these cool, like, zombies coming out of the base. And then, so this one says Chandra. So she's obviously a fire weaver. She's got this beautiful, like, chainmail. Check it out. It's got, like, fire all weaving around her. And then this is based on a Frank Cho artwork. So this is the Jungle Queen. So you can see her little bikini. There's these little dinosaurs on the base. It came out really nice, actually. And then Star Wars. Love me some Star Wars. Okay, we've got Luke on the crashed snowspeeder. Likeness to Mark Hamill. He's in the flight suit. You can see the crashed snowspeeder there. Love that. And then we got Boba. He's using the jetpack. You got the smoke. The cape blowing backwards, and then he's using the flamethrower. It's just so cool. Alrighty, and we've got the 3 phases of Vader. We've got little Anakin with the pilot helmet on the sandy base. And then we've got the teenage Anakin with the Jedi cloak and the lightsaber. And then the lava base. And then we have Vader in the full outfit with the Death Star base. I think that's really cool. Looking forward to the new Obi-Wan series about to come out. Then we have Maul, and he's jumping off this crashed speeder. You can see it crashing into the sand, and he's like jumping off with the double-bladed lightsaber. So cool. All right, Aliens and Predator, some of my favorites. They're all my favorites, I'm not gonna lie. All right, we've got the helmeted portrait on, but there's an unmasked one as well. He's got the blades. You can see all the detail on the skin, and this sort of rotted out tree trunk with the trophies. And then we have Predator on throne. So you can see the detailed throne behind him. He's got the mask on. He's got the blades and a spear. Beautiful. All right, so there's 2 versions of this alien hive warrior. We've got the black version. And then the base has all these face huggers crawling out of it. I love this base. And then we've got brown version. You can see this one has a dome head. So both versions come with both heads, just so you know. And the same awesome face hugger base. Alrighty, we've got some more Top Cow. We've got Witchblade. This is one of the first statues they ever made, actually, way back in the day. So she's got the gauntlet. Got the skull, the sort of power coming up around her. And then we got Darkness. He's got all the little darklings. And the snakes. Oh, I love this one. That's really cool. I love the darkling on his shoulder. All right, we've got one lonely red Power Ranger. They only made one. Nobody wanted him. So he's all alone. They didn't make the rest of them. But I think he looks great. I think it came out really nice. The red's so colorful, it really pops. And then we've got, this is from One Piece, Saitama. So he's popping out of the meteor. So you can see the little pieces of the meteor clinging onto him as he punches upwards. Nice shading on it. I think it looks nice. We've got a couple from a Hong Kong comic line. So this is the Ultimate Swordsman with the sword flying out. And then this one is Shibumi. It's got the like Oni mask. Alrighty. This is the beautiful Batman Samurai line. Batman characters fused with a Japanese influence. So I'm going to get you a look at all of these. And then next up, guys, we've got the Transformers section and then some more classic DC stuff. So you can skip ahead if you need to. Here we've got the beautiful Red Hood. This is one of the new ones. It's got the beautiful shiny helmet. And look at the detail on the outfit. Sort of gooey base, and he's stalking forward. All right, then we've got Robin jumping up off this bell. There's little bits of ivy on the base. And then we have the original, the first piece, the Samurai Batman standing on a beautiful rooftop. He's got two katanas and then a samurai kind of styled cowl. Next up we have Batgirl. So this big stone guy holding up this wooden kind of scaffolding, and she's jumping off, pulling out the katana. And then we have Nightwing. He's got this awesome sort of futuristic styled helmet. He's like pulling the arrow out of the quiver. He's got the bow at the ready. And then this cool looking guy on the base. Love that. Then we have the beautiful Catwoman on a futuristic motorcycle. She's got a little bag of gems there and the helmet. She's got the whip in her hand and sultry portrait. There's a little cat on the base, of course. Then we have the Batman Shugo. So he's drawing the katana, and this bat signal actually lights up, and it's beautifully weathered to look old, you know, like an antique. It's gorgeous. And then the centerpiece, definitely, of this line is the Batman Shogun on horse. So you can see the dark Shogun-styled portrait, but with a little bat symbol on the front. And look at the detail on the armor. He's got this big spear, and then he's riding a mechanical horse. It's just beautiful. All right, then we have the Joker, Yakuza Joker. He's standing on a snake. So these beautiful, like carved snakes everywhere on the base. He's got the Yakuza tattoos. And he's licking the blade. It's so cool. All right, we've got Harley on a pink moped. Very fun piece. She's got this mallet, these little stuffed toys in there and stuff. Great. All right, we've got Bane. So he's got all the tubes, and it's this kind of steampunk sort of a backpack with the mace. He's crushing these stairs. And then we have Scarecrow. So this is one of the newest ones. Let me try and get you a look at the face, which is just grotesque. He's got this hand coming out, and then he's got this smoke coming out of his wrist with the tubes and everything. You've got this guy on the base. All right, then we've got the Penguin. This thing is so cool. Okay, so he's getting served sake by a little penguin that's got fish in its backpack, with little dynamite in there. It's so cool. So there's a box of gems and there's more little dynamite fish. And there's this guy with a little hat and then rockets in his backpack. This is so cool, man. More little penguins. And then here's a look. He's got the monocle. That's cool. All right, we got Deathstroke with their top knot, an eye patch, of course. It's super cool, carved kind of a base, stone looking. And then we have the beautiful Poison Ivy. She's got a geisha inspired portrait. She's got the vines and they're like wrapping all around her. And then these flowers and these beautiful, delicate little petals on the base. It's just beautiful. All right, and then in the middle of this section, they've got a huge Batman on motorbike, because why wouldn't you? This thing is freaking cool. It's looking stoic, riding his massive bat cycle. You can see little harpoons and things and ammo, and so this lights up, this little lantern. Let me get you the back, all the detail. And then his cape blows to the side. It's just gorgeous. Okay, Transformers, guys. I'm sure you Transformers fans have waited to see this, because these just look so stunning together. So nice to see them all in one place. So they've got all the statues and then they've got these huge busts, which are brand new. I might start there for you guys. So we've got the Optimus Prime bust. You can see all the detail on the bases. There's, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to break anything, but these chest pieces open up and then the orb in the middle lights up and has a light in it. I'm pretty sure the eyes do too. Just to give you an idea of kind of scale, there's my fist with his head. He's enormous. That's super cool. All right, let's go next to Rodimus Prime. I think this one's also new. Here he is with the big gun and the gold accents on the base. And we've got the little vehicles, which of course come with the statues. Look at this Grimlock. So that's Bumblebee next to him. He's enormous. I think he's the biggest of the 1/10 scale statues. Give you a little bit of a look. He's got the mace. There's a portrait. Oh, just the hands are enormous. Oh, he's a beast. All right, then we've got little Bumblebee, definitely the smallest of this line, the most displayable. There's Spike next to him as well. And then the Mini, which is a great little display piece. Alrighty, here we've got Optimus Prime and Megatron. So we've got Prime here. You can see the transparent chest plates with the wipers. And you got the transparent like wrist screen as well. And then we've got Megatron, big wrist cannon, and he's got an energy sword. And then the bust of Megatron, huge again. So here it is next to Starscream, massive. All right, here's the head. The eyes on this one definitely light up. I did see them lit up earlier. And then all this detail. And then we've got Soundwave, the tape deck. So cool. He's got his little bird buddy. And then these guys, I'm so sorry I don't know their names, guys. I always forget. You guys tell me and then I forget. I'm hopeless, I'm sorry. And the cool little like tape deck. And then we've got vehicles for Nemesis Prime and Starscream. So here we got Starscream. Beautiful pose. So this guy comes with a swap out gold crown and a purple cape, if you like to display him that way. Then we have the Nemesis Prime with his fist out, looking evil. Here's a little bit of a look. Again, the gold accents on the base really make it pop. Beautiful. Like I said, really nice to see these all together. If you're a Transformers fan, you have a couple of these. Congrats, I think they look great. Alrighty guys, so just to show you, here's the White Knight again. You can see this panel is blocking off the inner sections of the bike, so you can take this off, you can display it two different ways. I think they just wanted to show that. Alright, we've got 1/6 scale DC here, and then we have around the corner, we've got a few little figures. We've got 1/4 scale DC, and then we've got Spider-Man all the way down the end there. So in case you want to skip ahead, and then last up of the big displays is the Godzilla, in case you want to skip to that as well. But I'm going to get you guys first a look at all of these 1/6 scale DC line. All right, so we've got the Super Sons. These guys are adorable. I think they came out fantastic. All right, we got Green Lantern, the big construct. We've got Jessica Cruz. And then he's over here, but since we're on Green Lantern, we've got Sinestro. The big yellow construct at the bottom. It's kind of gremlin guy. All right, and then we have got Shazam and Black Adam. So Egyptian-styled bases that match, so you can display them next to each other. And then we have Cheetah, 1/6 scale. There's also a 1/4 scale version, which I will show you in a minute. We've got Wonder Woman. Beautiful. Alrighty, we have Lex Luthor and Superman. So Lex is in his power armor. You can see he's got the ripped up Superman cape there. We've got Supes looking very powerful on this beautiful Fortress of Solitude base. So he's actually, it's hard to see, but he's actually levitating. So he's attached to the back there, but it just makes it look like such a great display. All right, we got Batman and Catwoman. Batman with the grapple gun on this rooftop with his kind of Harley gargoyles. And then we have beautiful Catwoman. She's got a cat on the base, also on a rooftop. We have Mira with this kind of underwater themed base. And then we've got Aquaman riding a giant seahorse. Why? Because it's cool. Look at it. It's got little chains. It's got the beard. It's awesome. All right, we got Deathstroke jumping off this big, like, cannon. Then we have Flash and Reverse Flash. Flash running on the treadmill, and the Reverse Flash as well. And then we've got Green Arrow and Bizarro. Bizarro's a new one, so he's got this big piece of rebar. And then we've got Green Arrow firing a shot, got the bow drawn. All right, flip you around to this side. So these are the newer versions of Flash and Reverse Flash. I think these are the classic versions. So Flash is looking back, kind of generating this tornado with his arm as Reverse Flash is charging towards him. These have a 1/4 scale version as well. And we've got Darkseid with the like burnt up kind of Superman cape and his trophies from the rest of the Justice League. We've got the rescue suit Superman rising up out of the, I think it's a Sentinel. Then we've got Lobo, 1/6 scale version. There's a new 1/4 version too, which I'm about to show you. He's throwing dog. He's about to be airborne. And then he's riding the space bike. So cool. All right, we got the Hawkman. He's got the mace and the big wings flying off the base. We've got Red Hood. And then we've got Joker and Harley. Harley's jumping out of this Jack-in-the-Box with like 2 hyenas and a big mallet at the back there. And then we've got 2 versions of Batman. This is the 1972 version. And then we've got the Bloodstorm on the tombstone. We've also got the Hush version, RIP Jason Todd on the tombstone. And then we've got Dark Knight Returns. There's also a 1/4 scale version of this too, which I'll show you in a second. And then lastly, we've got Cyborg. Not many Cyborg statues out there that I know of. So it's good they've done this one. All right, let's go around the corner and have a look. We're about to do the DC 1/4 scale. There's just a few. So this was their bust line. We've got Lizard, a Hulk, Thor, Venom, Rhino, and then a little 1/6 line that they did as well. But let's get on to some of these 1/4 scale DC pieces. They are huge in comparison to the 1/6 scales. So we've got the new Kyle Rayner Green Lantern. This thing is huge and epic. I love it. So he's got all this energy coming out of the construct, going down to this like cybernetic kind of guy on the base. You've got this big rocket and another rocket, and it's just so cool and dynamic, and it's so colorful. You know, sitting in the collection, it really draws your eye to it. I just love it. I think it looks great. All right, guys, we have the Doomsday. Huge. He's huge. He's on a Daily Planet base. He's got the angry face on. Dark skin with the spikes coming towards you. And then we have 1/4 scale Lobo. I love this. Check out his portrait. The tongue out. He's got dog, of course, on the big space bike. And then down here is like boom boxes. You can just imagine him rocking out. That is awesome. I love that. All right, we have 1/4 scale Dark Knight Returns. So he's got this angry portrait and the rifle. And he's jumping off of the eagle base. Looks like it's probably on a rooftop. Bit of an action pose. It's nice to see. Then we have the 1/4 scale versions of Flash and Reverse Flash. So again, he's doing the tornado, but you can also have a forward-looking running version if you want to swap out the torsos on this one. And then same with Reverse Flash. This one he's about to throw a punch. This one he's running. So they make a nice pair. All right, here's the 1/4 scale of Cheetah. I really like how this came out actually. It's 2 different heads and then this like jungle base with all the plants and the skulls and stuff. I think it looks really cool. All right, Swamp Thing. Love Swamp Thing. Sad about the TV show that was cancelled. It's a great looking portrait. And you can sort of see there all the vines and the little leaves. There's a lot of detail in this. And then swampy kind of base. There's a little frog here. and a Dr. Fate helmet. And then there's a swap out torso if you want a different look. All right, we have Zatanna. She's got the spell book open, doves coming out of it. She's got the corset. And then the base has little rabbits and creatures and smoke and things coming out of it. It's kind of the theater theme. I think she's beautiful. All right, and then Supergirl. Beautiful portrait. She's ripped the door off of this escape pod and she's popping out of it. Very nice. These 1/4 DC scales look really nice together. There's some empty spaces and I'm hoping that means that they're gonna do a lot more of these. All right, so we have Spider-Man up next, and then there's Godzilla after that if you want to flick ahead. All right, we have 4 different versions of Spider-Man that they've made, and then all of these villains surrounding him. Just looks fantastic seeing them all together like this. I'll start with the Spideys. So we've got Spider-Man and Mary Jane diorama. So they're kind of swinging off the Daily Bugle. Bit of a kind of perspective piece. And then we have the classic Spider-Man. He's swinging around the Oscorp Tower. You've got the pumpkin bombs coming in. You've got a Dr. Octopus tentacles and some Sandman sand. And then you have the Iron Spider. This came out really nice. It's got a beautiful red, shiny red. And then the star of this piece is these big mechanical legs, and they've cast them in metal. And they just look fantastic. All right, and then we have Spider-Man 2099. One of my favorite Spider-Man suits, actually. Love the electric blue. And then the clear web cape, as you can see. And he's on this crashed like heli chopper. And then we have the absolutely beautiful Gwen Stacy. So she's listening to some music on the headphones. You can see the little wire goes down to her iPhone, and she's on the Oscorp Tower. It's just gorgeous. All right. So we've got Lizard down here. He's on a sewer-themed base, and he's got ripped up shirt and jacket. And then we have Scorpion. Really dynamic piece. He's kind of jumping forward. Big tail above him. You can see the honeycomb effect on the eyes. The lamppost lights up as well. And then we have the Green Goblin about to throw the pumpkin bomb, and he's on the glider. I'm coming for you, Spidey. All right, we got Rhino charging forward. So he's crushing this tire. He's on the New York taxi cab. That's great. All right, we have Carnage next. He's standing on the spire. You can see all the gooey tendrils of the symbiote. And then one of the biggest Spider-Man pieces, we have Venom. He's got the big tongue. You can see those, again, the gooey lines of the symbiote all over him. And then there's crushed pieces of the clock tower that he's standing on. That's great. All right, we've got the lovely Black Cat, and she's on this jade cat statue, kind of lounging on it. That's a great little piece. Then we have Vulture, leaping off this building, big wingspan. And he's next to Sandman, generating this big wave of sand that's coming up around him. You can see his body starting to turn into sand as well. And then we have Electro. I love this one. Great classic portrait. and he's holding the wires. He's like sucking up the energy from these transformers. And then we've got Dr. Ock. He's got the classic portrait on. You can see his arms are just kind of tearing apart this bank that he's stealing a sack of coins from. You can see he's off the ground being held up by the tentacles. Really, really great. All right, we got Kraven. He's got the lion and the spear. And then we've got Mysterio, last but not least. He's got a skull inside the dome with like a smoke coming out of the eyes. I think that's so cool. He's rising up out of this smoke, coming to get Spidey. All right, guys, just quickly. We also have a couple of Legendary Beast Studios statues that they have displayed here. We have the 1/3 scale Thor, the beautiful bearded portrait, and he's holding Mjolnir, and then his big axe. But check out this base. It's got these like beautiful carved reliefs on it that like tell a story. They go all the way around. You'd want to have this on a turntable. Just look at these beautiful Asgardian symbols. It's really nice. This is one of their smaller scale impact series. You can see Juggernaut busting straight through this building, charging straight ahead. And then we've got Captain America. He's got the shield, it's all shiny. And then he's on this eagle base. Wonderful. I really hope to see more of those 1/3 scales sometime soon. All right, guys, it's Godzilla up next. We're nearly done. I'm sorry this is taking me so long. All right, so we have the classic Godzilla 1994 version. And you can see the ruined, ripped up street with the little cars on it. He's got a huge tail. I mean, these are just enormous, guys. But they look freaking awesome together. Let's check out this Space Godzilla. He's got the big crystals coming out of the shoulders. Again, he's like squashing this whole building. They've got the crystals coming out of the ground. And he's got crystals growing out of his back all the way up to the tail. That's awesome. All right, we have these two busts as well. These are a bit smaller, easier to display. So this is the 2001 version Godzilla. Got smoky eyes, got the spines at the back. Right, and then this one is Shin Godzilla, I'm pretty sure. Let me check the name tag. Yeah, Shin Godzilla. It's got the flamey sort of look to the skin, sharp teeth. Very cool. All right, and then we got Ultraman. So you can see this, he's standing over the launch pad for the plane. And then you've got like a little piece of road, these little like lamps, like the street lamps and shrubs and things. And then it's got the creases, like the guy in the suit. Just get you a look at the back as well. It's cool. I haven't seen much Ultraman, certainly not quarter scale statues, so it's great for fans. All right, guys, there's only a couple more statues. You can see they've got XM merch now. Mugs and things. Some bear bricks. So we're coming round to the coffee shop. And they've put a special display with a statue in here. Here's the coffee shop. They've got beautiful gelato. And there's an alien right over here. All right, here he is. It's the alien warrior coming out of the hive. You can see the alien climbing out and the other one jumping out on top of him. And they've got it in a display for Alien's 40th anniversary with the great Reebok Alien Stompers, of course, from the film. I've got some more stuff set up here, but I just wanted to show you this. This is one of my favorite XM pieces. It's got the dome with the skull inside. Such a cool dynamic piece. All right, and then there's one or two more statues at the front, which I'm about to try and get you. All right, this is it, guys. The last statues in the entire gallery. They're up here near the reception desk. We've got again, the beautiful Wonder Woman Courage diorama. She's surrounded by these villains jumping up, trying to get at her. Get you a little bit of a look at all of them. This came out really nice. I love this colored version. Right, and then we have the absolutely stunning Hulk transformation. So we've got Bruce Banner at the front here transforming into Hulk. His face all contorted in pain, pants ripping, and then Hulk behind him, symbolizing the first time he's ever transformed. You can see he's surrounded by the Gamma equipment. Just a magnificent statue. All right, and then we have on one side of the desk, they have the Batman Shugo, again with the light up bat signal. And then the final piece in the whole gallery is the first piece that XM ever made. It's the Captain America with the flag. So he's got this beautiful flagpole, and he's looking very stoic with the shield. But it's such a beautiful piece. I can see why they would want it at their desk, and also because it's the first piece that they ever made. So that's it for this tour, guys. That was every single statue that's here. Quick thanks again to my sponsor, Spec Fiction Shop. Without them, I wouldn't be here to film all this for you guys. You can check them out. They have XM Studios and loads of other premium collectibles with payment plans and worldwide shipping. And thank you so much to you guys for watching. Without you, I wouldn't be here either. It's been a long 2.5 years that I haven't been able to travel and film anything, and I am so glad to be back here and doing it again and sharing this all with you guys. I missed this so much, I really did. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope to catch you guys on the next video. Okay, cheers.